Welcome to the Ecumenical Church of Occitane's Advent and Christmas Carol Advent calendar. Each day during Advent we will reflect on one well-known Advent or Christmas carol, as well as looking at paintings of the sort that often appear on Christmas cards. We hope you'll join us every day as we prepare to celebrate again the birth of Jesus Christ over 2,000 years ago. December the 14th, Minuit Chrétien, often translated as O Holy Night.
Minuit chrétien, c'est l'heure solennelle où l'homme Dieu descendit jusqu'à nous pour effacer la tâche originelle et de son Père arrêter le courroux. Le monde entier tressaille d'espérance en cette nuit qui lui donne un sauveur. Peuple à genoux, attends ta délivrance. Noël, Noël, voici le Rédempteur. Noël, Noël, voici le Rédempteur.
Minuit Chrétien is known in a number of English translations, usually entitled O Holy Night, but today I'm leaving it in its original French, partly because it sounds better, but also because many of the translations inadequately express the original sentiment. I remember when I first heard it in French over 30 years ago, when we were visiting the home of the mother of my wife's French pen friend. It was approaching Christmas. There was an old record player in the house and a number of vinyl records. We were enjoying quite a festive evening, and I put on a record of Christmas songs by the famous French Corsican tenor Tino Rossi. There was the obligatory Petit Papa Noël, but my favourite from the selection was today's carol, Minuit Chrétien. Whenever I hear it, it takes me right back to that house by the woods in northern France. Although I love the version by Tino Rossi, it misses out the middle verse, as do most renderings of the carol, and I think I know why. We need to head south to this region of Occitanie, and a small town in the département of Gard called Roquemaure, a few miles north of Avignon, on the Occitan side of the River Rhône, among the vineyards of Châteauneuf-du-Pape. There lived a wine producer and poet called Placide Cappeau, a man with strong links to the writers of the Félibrige, who were enthusiastic promoters of the Occitan language. They include writers such as Frédéric Mistral and Alphonse Daudet. Knowing Placide Cappeau to be a poet, the parish priest of Roquemaure asked him to write a new carol which could be premiered at the midnight mass. So the carol came to be written in December 1847. Cappeau saw in the birth of Jesus someone who came to liberate the world and overturn the old order. The second verse, so often omitted, speaks of the arrival of the Magi and the need for the powerful to bend the knee before the infant Jesus. In the third verse, he speaks of the Redeemer breaking all shackles and seeing the enchained slave as a brother, finishing with the rousing Peuple debout, chante ta délivrance. People stand up, sing of your deliverance. Many, particularly in the Catholic Church and those on the right politically, criticised the carol's, quote, militant tone and dubious theology. By a delicious irony, Melania Trump has claimed that this is her favourite carol. Others were more supportive, including Alphonse de Lamartine, who described it as a religious Marseillaise. It became hugely popular amongst ordinary folk, whilst the powerful, in church and state, disdained it. Such people are not very used to bending the knee. It was banned by the Catholic Church in Canada in 1936. In France, as recently as 1956, the Church claimed it had been expunged from most dioceses. And in 1990, the authorities refused to allow a famous opera singer to sing it in Notre Dame in Paris. Despite all this, it remains the most popular carol in France. A major boost to its popularity is the superb music which accompanies it. Cappeau asked his friend, the famous composer Adolphe Adam, already known for his ballet Giselle, to write the melody. Our painting today follows the non-hierarchical theme of the carol. It's the Adoration of the Shepherds by Rembrandt, painted in 1646. Mary and Joseph are seen looking at the child, while the shepherds kneel or stand behind. Both shepherds and Holy Family are wearing ordinary rough clothing, miles away from the Stephan Lochner Madonna in the Rose Bower, which we looked at last week. Rembrandt seems to foreshadow the words of the carol, Le roi des rois naît dans une humble crèche. The play of light and dark in the painting is very powerful. You can just about make out some of the timbers of the barn. The shepherds have brought a lantern with them, but the greatest source of light is the child Jesus himself, reflected in the faces of Mary and Joseph, and more distantly to the shepherds. Peuple debout, chantez ta délivrance, Noël, Noël, chantons le Rédempteur.